All right, so you guys are doing what everybody else did yesterday. So we're looking at analyzing characters in fiction. Okay, so you're gonna be using your Whirligig book to be able to do this. So when we look at a character, we're talking about a person, animal, or thing in the story. Okay, obviously with Whirligig, we're talking about people. In order to learn about a character, we have to look at the clues in these three areas. I can't stress enough to you when you're analyzing characters, you are using your inferencing skills. They're not going to come out and tell you this character is sarcastic and this is why they're sarcastic. You have to think and you have to read between the lines of what the author is telling you. So you got to look at what the character says, what the character does. There's a difference between what a character says and what a character does. That's just like people. You can say a lot of things, but it really is what your actions that you do. So we look at both those things to be able to analyze a character. And then we got to look at how others, what they say and what they do towards that character. And so we're going to be looking at that in our first three chapters. Okay, so I did Stephanie for you. Stephanie was our narrator in chapter 2. One thing that I pulled out was she said, and looks like something washed up Hollywood star on the cover of National Enquirer. From that, I gather that she's a very sassy, very sarcastic, very dry humored person. Um, they didn't tell me that. That's what I got from my characteristics that I was able to infer from quotes that she had said throughout the chapter. What does Steph do that shows us what kind of person she is? She says, I haven't become a mush-headed dreamer, but just in case some unforeseen forces do exist, I pay my respects to them by keeping the Whirligig painted and repaired. I check it every winter. So we see all through chapter 2, she's pretty skeptic. And then after the events that happened at the Whirligig, she kind of changes her tone and she becomes a little bit more of an optimist. And so we see her get less skeptic and move more in that direction of the optimism because of the events that happened at the Whirligig, her meeting that guy. And so we definitely see an evolution of her character throughout the chapter. What do others say or do that shows it's the kind of person? The only other person we really hear speak or we see dialogue from is Alexandria, her best friend. And she makes the quote, You're incredibly intelligent, funny, loyal, another Marie Curie in our midst, and a boneheaded boy who doesn't see this a total idiot. At first, I know you guys all thought she was really annoying and she's really all over the top and she's just like very like pushy on Steph. But usually when people are like that, it's because they genuinely care about her. And so that quote helped me kind of see that she just really, really loves Steph and thinks a lot of her. And so she wants to see her friend as happy as she is. And so what comes off as overbearing and nosy is really just her way of showing that she cares to her friend. Okay. So now you're going to do this one. We're going to analyze Brent, okay? What does Brent say that shows us the kind of person that he is? What you're looking for is you're looking for a quote from Brent, like his internal thoughts also work, but also what he says, okay, or dialogue that he uses. You can use either one there. You're looking for something that really shows what he's like. And then you need to use 3 words to describe Brent. And so that quote needs to support those 3 words that you chose to describe his personality. Then you need to look at his actions. What does he do? That also needs to support those 3 words you use to say what Brent's personality is like. And you're going to do it similar to how I did with Stephanie. So you'll see I have the quote here, and then I have the 3 words right here to help define her personality. And then this also helps support those 3 words as well. So you're going to do that same thing. You're going to insert a text box. If you don't know how to do that, you got to insert, and then you go to text box, and then you put that text box right here. Okay. So you should have 3 different text boxes. And then you're going to do that. What do others say? You're going to look at the big 3. So we got Chaz. He's the kid that house that the party was at. You got Brianna. She's the one that sends him in that spiral. And then you got Jonathan, the one that rides with him to the park. So that's what you're going to do for this slide. Okay, so do that now.